By now, I guess you've probably heard of The Line, Saudi Arabia, and the Forest City of Malaysia, which can be watched and viewed in our previous videos. But what about Telosa? Have you heard it before? It is yet another futuristic city which is planned to be built in the United States of America. Welcome to the Business Rundown, and in this video we'll take a look and dig deeper into Telosa, a $400 billion project in the United States of America. Curious to know? Let's find out. The United States of America, commonly known as the United States or simply US, or for some just America, a superpower which is categorized as the world's foremost economic and military power, with global interest and an unmatched global reach consisting of 50 states, and is located in the continent of North America. With their country as highly developed and being the world's largest by GDP at market exchange rates, who would have been surprised that they are into development as well to a known futuristic country just like the line of Saudi and Forest City of Malaysia. Telosa is another futuristic city that is planned to be built across the American desert and is estimated to cost $400 billion to complete. Guess who is the man behind the project? It's the billionaire and former president and CEO of Walmart, and none other than Marc Lore. On the article released by CNN, written by Holland on 2021, with the supporting article of Vanek and Jensen in Austin Business Journal of the same year, 2021, it is stated that the former Walmart executive unveiled his plans for Telosa, a sustainable metropolis that he hopes to create and build from scratch, which measures of 150,000 acre proposal, which promises eco-friendly architecture, sustainable energy production, and a purportedly drought-resistant water system. To put it in simple context, let's compare it to some known places, the 150,000 acres. It is as big as Manila, the size of the capital of the Philippines, which measures about 153,100 acres. It is about 3/4 as big as New York City, which measures about 194,100 acres, and 1 1/10 or larger than Chicago, which measures about 145,300 acres. The plan was released on September 1st of 2021, which will be populated with 5 million people for over 40 years. The proposed smart city is planning to be built across the vicinity of Arizona, Utah, Idaho, and Nevada, and the Appalachian region. Towards its blueprints, it was stated that the city will be built from scratch and will adapt the equitism model. But what exactly is the equitism model? Equitism is a new model whereby it could address the inequality in wealth and income within society. In the incorporation and proposed city of Telosa, the proposed city will be open, fair, and inclusive, and aims to address the current disparity that has only increased the gaps in wealth and income inequality. Let's further expound this context through the information given by their organization. These are some of the points. It is an economic system whereby the citizens have a stake in the city's land, meaning, like a corporation, they have shares, or they are the shareholders of their own community. In addition to this, as the city does better, the residents do better too. Consider a scenario in which a community endowment dedicated to enhancing the standard of living for all residents held all of Manhattan's land. According to current estimates or costs, the endowment would be worth more than $1 trillion with a T dollars, and could bring in more than $60 billion a year to reinvest in enhancing the city's physical and human capital, which is twice what it is currently spent on such activities. Take some time to consider the effects that these extra dollars of resources might have on people and the neighborhood as a whole. Due in major part to the development activity of the community, land is a scarce and limited resource that increases in value over time. Taxes paid by citizens to the city are used to finance the construction of roads, bridges, tunnels, subways, and other infrastructure, which also boosts the value of the land. It only makes sense that the community should gain from the increase in property prices, since it is the main factor driving growth in land values. Equitism in Telosa begins with the land and is influenced by the ideals of the community. We will initially locate deserted territory that will enable us to adequately convey the strength of this notion. The land will be given to a community endowment, which will use the rising land values to pay for improved city services, including better education, easier home ownership access, better health and wellness, more innovative business opportunities, and more jobs and retraining opportunities. These are the cornerstones of prosperity. This will increase everyone's access to opportunities and promote better shared prosperity. The endowment model and the idea of land value return being invested back into the community to pay for important public services have numerous successful examples. Alaska, Utah, almost 20 cities spread throughout Pennsylvania, and prestigious colleges like Stanford are a few examples that use land and other limited natural resources to provide crucial services like education and other vital initiatives that develop communities. Their success gives us confidence in this method and approach, even if we intend to concentrate on a much greater scale and a more comprehensive social mission. Equitism is, to put simply, inclusive growth. Just a quick break. If you are watching us for the first time, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you can enjoy our future videos while getting updated. Now let's get back to Telosa. Here is a quick trivia about Telosa. Telosa comes from the ancient Greek word telos, meaning highest purpose. Are you curious how they would build this kind of society or community within this city? Lore stated that, to be clear, we are not building a private city or a political utopia, nor is this a project that has any sort of return for us personally. In addition to this, he also said that the set of values will be taken into consideration and demonstrated to live by the set values, which are open, fair, and inclusive. The citizens of Telosa are set to promote equitism and will have equal access to healthcare, housing, education, and transportation. Aside from these, Telosa would include renewable resources to power the city's powered autonomous cars, meaning self-driving cars or cars with autopilot, featuring vehicles such as the most famous Tesla would be the cars of choice in the city. Also, they would ban fossil fuel-powered cars such as gas and diesel, diverse housing options, and a 15-minute commute for people to access work, school, and other amenities. The architectural design was assigned and accompanied by Bjarke Ingels Group, or BIG for short, to bring Lore's utopian dream to life. Are you curious about how it would work? Well, let's look into it. An image which depicts the proposed skyscraper that was planned to be built inside the city was dubbed or named as Equitism Tower, which was described as a beacon for the city. This skyscraper or building features elevated water storage, aeroponic farms, and an energy-producing photovoltaic roof that allow it to share and distribute all its produces. Now let's move forward to the actual plan to this famous utopia. The first phase of construction is planned to be built on across 1,500 acres of land in order to accommodate about 50,000 residents, which would be estimated to cost about $25 billion, and this is only their initial plan because the whole team that would be expected cost more than $400 billion, which targets to accommodate more than 5 million people within 40 years. It's so much money, right? The project organizers said that the funding will come from, quote, various sources, such as private investors or companies, philanthropists, federal and state grants, or simply from the government and economic development subsidies. They plan and hope to approach state officials where the city will be built very soon with a vision to welcome their first resident in as early as 2030. Aside from its innovative urban design and the equitism concept model, the project also promises transparent governance, and they call it a new model for society, wherein the city would allow residents to take part or participate in the decision-making and budgeting process. This utopia, the Telosa, also joins the ranks of other futuristic city building efforts, along with the Line in Saudi Arabia, the Floating City in South Korea, and Akon City in Senegal. As Telosa aims to have equitable and sustainable future, Marc Lore stated in his website that, what if you could pay the same taxes that you pay today, but get the best social services of any country in the world? Isn't it too great and beneficial for the citizens? What do you think of Telosa? Do you think it's possible? And with that being said, it is time to end our video, but before we do that, we'd like to know, what are your insights about the futuristic city of the United States? Do you think it's a step in the right direction to address wealth and income inequality? Let us know in the comments below. Like this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more amazing videos just like this. We'll see you in the next video.